Hello folks. So in this video I wanted to talk about a recent video that I put up. Unfortunately, a lot of the audio from that was not recorded due to some technical issue. I'm not sure what happened. I think something wrong went in my earphones or my laptop, the computer that I used to record my screen and show the different stuff. So the previous video, it was about the whole spam and scams and clickbaits in email. And I just wanted to say that people are using tricks in how email works to actually spam you, to clickbait you, to also scam you. So clickbait in the form of, for example, just changing the name or changing the subject in such a way that it looks as if it's a very personalized email, and then scam by actually they're actually using some legit sources to actually um, you know redirect you to a illegitimate source. For example, legit or legitimate sources like say translate.google.com. So they're using Google Translate to actually send you to their website. So when you look at the URL, it looks like a safe URL, translate.google.com. But then if you look what happens after that, slash, so it is actually Google's website. So and then but they're using Google's website to actually send you to their website using this thing called U in the URL. There's a character called U. So it's translate.google.com slash, and then there is it says the source language for the translation, target language, and all. And then it says U equal to, I think U is URL, short for URL. And there the URL is given. What this does is it tells Google Translate to actually take up this URL given, which is the website of the attacker, to actually take that website and actually translate it from the source language to the target language, right? And source language, they are saying auto, basically to detect, and then target language is English or something. And they put their own website, the malicious attacker's website. And you, as a victim, if you go to it, you will be like, okay, once you get redirected, the URL, when you get redirected to the malicious website, is actually owned by Google again, right? So you see dot no some goog or something, dot translate dot goog or something like that, right? So when you look at that, it's actually again owned by Google, but then it's actually showing the contents of another web page, the web page owned by the attacker, the malicious website attacker. So and when you click on anything on that website, it will go to the original malicious attacker's website. It doesn't use Google's domain name after this. Anything, so let's say your website, the malicious attacker's website is actually abc.com, right? But since you're using Google Translate, like it said translate.google.com slash source language is English and target language is English. In the query options, this is a technical term, so it says that in the URL, and it says u equal to URL is equal to abc.com. It will show up as abc-com or something like that, dot translate.goog or trans.goog something slash, so it's a subdomain of Google, and then slash whatever abc.com, whatever it supports for slash, let's say index.html or whatever it is, or introduction, or hi, welcome, whatever. This opens up abc.com websites, welcome or hi or whatever came up there on the URL. And if you click on anything on that website, it will go to abc.com only. Usually, I think it will go to abc.com only. Google doesn't change anything regarding that web page, I believe. And the web page is also not designed in such a way that you click on anything, it will take you to a place within the same domain. Instead, it's taking you to a different domain. I think it depends on the web page. So yeah, I mean, you have to be really careful. If even if you look at legitimate links like Google's links, they are trying to use those links to send you to something of theirs, or to actually show you something of theirs, and then you click and finally you end up in something that says pay some money or whatever, or gets your details, your password, all the confidential information. And Google Translate was one thing that I noticed. Another was Google's cloud storage, called Google Cloud Storage, GCS, short for GCS. They're using Google Cloud Storage URLs to actually host websites and put the URL of that whole Google Cloud Storage, whatever URL Google Cloud Storage gives. So it looks like a legitimate URL from Google, but then the thing is, it takes you to a web page that is actually owned by the attacker, the malicious attacker, hacker. And the interesting thing that I notice is they keep redirecting you to different places. Either the redirect happens in the back end, in the server side, or in the client side, in the front end, through JavaScript, HTML, and all that. And finally, they take you to their website, and then multiple websites. They do multiple redirections for some reason. I don't know what. Finally, you end up in some crazy website, which is either a scam, or just an advertisement of sorts for you to actually work for free, do something for free. For example, free surveys. Though it says you'll get paid for actually answering those surveys. And another scam that I noticed was actually, it was about Bitcoin. It said you will get Bitcoins. It showed as if Bitcoin is being mined, and then to withdraw, you need to actually convert the Bitcoin into US dollars, United States dollars, USD. So for that conversion, there's a conversion fee for whatever platform you use. And for that conversion fee, you have to pay that conversion fee alone, and you get the Bitcoin, is what they say, which is again a scam. And so this they do in a very, very elaborate manner. I showed this in the previous video. Unfortunately, the audio alone is gone. But they have actually, coded and designed and programmed a website that looks mostly real to some layman, but to any normal techie, or to any normal modern era person who has been using websites and web applications and phones and laptops or computers for a lot of time, will know that they are actually not legitimate, or they look fishy, they don't look right. And for example, they say login, you can change password, but actually it's not working and all. You can do something like, if you open up in one web page your account, let's say the Bitcoin currency account, on some platform. This is a hackers platform, so they just simply created a platform, and you open the same URL in the next page, it will show you the same progress. Like for example, progress is 50%. When you open in one tab, in another tab also you open, it shows 50%. But if you open up in an incognito, it says login. So they actually keep track of, have you logged in, what is the progress, and everything. So they have coded it really well, programmed it really well, and ensured that you can believe it. They have done a lot of things to ensure you can believe it. For example, they have put captchas, actual captchas, which you have to pass through so that they also don't get attacked by bots. So yeah, I mean, it's crazy the amount of effort they've put in, but yeah, I mean, they were still trying to get money in so-called illegal or wrong way, basically. It is illegal. They're just trying to get Bitcoin, for example. In this case, they said conversion fee alone you have to pay in Bitcoin, and they gave their Bitcoin address. Bitcoin address, I mean, you cannot trace it really, from what I know. At least a normal man cannot. Normal person cannot, but someone with connects, maybe. I don't know how they would do it, but because it's a decentralized system, so it's going to be tricky. So yeah, I mean, crazy how scams are done through, sending emails and saying something, and then looking as if they are legitimate by showing URLs that look legitimate and are legitimate, but then finally make you end up in a place that is not legitimate. Very, very cunning, very, very smart, and very evil and cruel ideas, and very smart people putting their brains to actually do this evil stuff. Unfortunate. The fortunate thing for me is I use Google email, so and they are good at tracking and checking and finding spam emails and scams and whatnot. So they reported the email as spam, and I also reported phishing on it. So yeah, I mean, but yeah, if you use any other email provider, I don't think they would probably check this and consider this as spam. It depends. So in which case you are at risk then. So be careful about what you click. Understand the tech. If you don't know what you're doing, I would highly recommend you don't do anything. Even I was kind of making a mistake because I wasn't sure of some things that I was doing and I still went ahead with it, which is a bad idea. So you have to be really careful when you are trying to understand an attack. So I was trying to understand the attack, and then I could have made a mistake and I could have just exposed some of my credentials and whatnot. If they had actually done things right, and if the technology works as the way it is. For example, my cookies, I was using my normal browser and also the incognito browser. In the normal browser, if you go to google.com or any Google's websites, I'm not sure how the cookies are being shared. So translate.google.com has my cookie to understand that it's me. It is a cookie is actually a header. It's a request header and it's a response header. It's a response that comes from the server. It is set by the server as a browser header. Every time you get a cookie, now I mentioned that Google's Translate website was being used to send you to another website and all, and another website's page was actually being displayed. And when Google actually sends you to the other website, but with their URL, .translate.google or whatever it is, if my cookies get sent, then the website can use that. So if Google didn't actually build their solution in a secure way, which is a rare thing, but still, because Google also will have security vulnerabilities and whatnot, which people will keep finding and reporting to Google so that Google fixes it, and Google will have its own security engineers. But still, not just Google, there might be many other solutions out there which are actually vulnerable for sure. And if the user makes a mistake which causes vulnerability, the software really cannot do much because some systems are just like that. If the user makes a mistake, and it's possible for the user to make a mistake, and given the user's actions and the control that they have and the freedom that they have, depending on the kind of software or all. So I could have leaked my credentials for my Google account and all that if I had not properly done some things, and if the technology was just the way the hackers wanted it to be. Fortunately, the cookie was not being sent either, probably because it was a different URL. So hence the cache, the cookies, and all didn't get you know uh, didn't get mixed up and it didn't get sent. Or Google ensured that the cookies are not sent to the website, and the website also probably doesn't have access to anything as much as possible. But I don't know. Something to try out for myself and to see how it works out. Um, can the client side web page read the cookie using JavaScript? I don't think so, unless it sends a no XML HTTP request or a HTTP request, basically a web request itself. Like it initiates and originates the web request, but I think in this case, Google.com initiates it, and then it redirects you to this uh, Translate Google's website with the users or with the attackers website in it and all that. So tricky stuff, but yeah, I tried to talk about this in the video. I mean, but then the problem was um, the audio was gone after some 10 minutes or something, or less than that, I don't know. And I did the video for 1 hour 10 minutes. Unfortunately, all the audio is gone. Only the video is there, and I've just posted it, and I hope someone finds use for it. And I think I'll be able to find use for it along with the video in this video to understand what went wrong there, or what, I mean, as in what happened there, by looking at the video. And there are a lot of intricate details. I think you'll have to zoom in a lot to understand. I didn't zoom in, but I've captured the whole screen. Anyone can zoom in, I think, at really, really high resolution too. So yeah, that's all I have for this video. I'll see you next one. Bye bye.